You need some way to uniquely identify each risk to sort of make communication and tracking easier. So number the risks from 1 to whatever. That's the easiest thing. Or some sort of alphanumeric system of putting all risks that have got the same sort of risk, the point that they're all coming from. There's the same virtual risk at the beginning. Then maybe put the same letter with those. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Multiple risks in rows per sheet rather than one sheet for each risk. I would advocate. Don't make it more complex. Spreadsheets actually are easier because you can perhaps sort by the risk IDs. You can sort by risk scores. You can sort by the name of the owner so that you can get all one owner's risks all together and review them all at the same time. You can sort by due dates. Include a method for tracking ongoing process. Now that's where a spreadsheet does have limitations because it's a question of how much information you can actually type into one cell, but maybe perhaps have a series of cells month by month tracking across this spreadsheet as to what the actions are. And it doesn't matter what you call it. You want a risk ID in your risk, that you want to have risk statements, the scores, a response or not applicable. Do make sure that if you're not going to take an action because it's a minimal risk, put some sort of not applicable in a risk response area. Then it shows you have thought about it. You've not forgotten about it. And that response owner and actions and some sort of due date so people have got an idea as to what it is they're actually supposed to be achieving. The people that need to get involved, obviously you've got to think about who owns this activity, who's impacted by the activity, who stands to gain, who stands to lose. All these sorts of people will need to be involved and have understanding of this risk management process. There is now a vast scope for making sure that people like your contract laboratory that you always work with, people like perhaps a contract house that you use for all your routine data management, they understand what risk monitoring, risk-based management is about and how it impacts in risk-based monitoring. So you need to make sure all those people are actually involved. And remember that methodology, that cycle, it's very straightforward. It's only got 5 steps. Track, analyze, control. It's an ongoing process. As each risk issues arrive, look at each risk in relation to all the other risks. Just because something is a risk, don't forget, it doesn't need action.